Hi, travelers. Tara here. I'm looking at my watch because I don't even know what day it is. Okay, I never do. Tara here, Hidden Lotus Tarot, and I'm going to come to you today with a elemental reading for Earth. So this is going to be for Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. You can, if you choose, I'm offering a membership subscription with a lot of great content. So if you want to view the individual earth sign readings, that'll be, reading for each one, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. You can find that over on the website. There are 3 membership options: a 30-day option for $7, a 6-month option recurring for $28, and a yearly recurring for $50. I just got the blog up. Somebody, God bless them, Skinny Bee, thank you so much for contacting me last night. The, what do you call it? The widget wasn't working for the article links. We are coming up on the eclipse, and I do have an eclipse survival guide up over on, that's a premium content. So if you'd like, you can go over and check out, what's there. I am going to be adding a video gallery because right now I'm just kind of adding them in, but I'm going to be, there's some things I've got coming. If you'd like to book a reading with me or think you'd like to book a reading, see, I'm making it easy for y'all. It's going to be one-stop shopping, okay? And so you can click on the link in the right-hand corner here, and that'll take you directly over to the website. I do readings 6 days a week. My turnaround time is roughly between 48 to 72 hours. I do ask that before you submit any payment for a reading or submit your booking form, and I do need both of those things at the same time. I wish I could make it one step, people. I hadn't figured out how to do that. But I ask that you go to the tab that says Readings by Phone, and there's another tab there that says Important Information on Booking. Please read that. Because it's going to give you all of the information on that you need in order to book a reading. It's going to tell you how I do it and what information I need from you. I know that everybody probably gets readings from different readers, or they look at different readers, and we all operate differently. Everybody runs their business differently. So I just ask that I can save a whole lot of time trying to exchange 25, 50 emails back and forth. So with that being said, I do have I've got a lot of readings with people from over in Europe this week. So I've been getting up early in the morning so I can, do the correct timing for people on the other side of the world. And so I'm going to do a short reading. It's going to be a mini reading. I have not posted up the individuals yet, but they will be coming a little bit later today. So this is just, we're going to put this out here so that everybody can see it. So again, this is for the earth signs, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn. And in order for me to know anything, or even you to glean anything from your personal situation, does require a personal reading, okay? So I was shuffling the cards and 2 cards flew out. The first card was the Knight of Wands, and the second card is the 8 of Wands. Now, we're going to do a mini cross here. I will say that this Knight of Wands, I don't know about some of you earth signs, but I am a Virgo sun, and this 8 of Wands is really what's happening with me. I've got a lot of things going on, and they're all coming at me at the same time. And so this may apply to you in some way. Everybody's life is different, so you have to apply it. If it fits, apply it to whatever it fits for. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and shuffle the rest of the cards. This is going to be a 5-card spread with an overall energy from under the deck. I do have the Sabilas here with me. And so if, there's a question that you had that was not answered for you with this particular spread, I will be pulling an angel answer card. And maybe that will give you the answer that you need, or point you in the right direction in terms of perhaps what you should do or should not do. And maybe, give you some comfort and a bit of solace if that's what you need. So I did do a bit of meditation over the cards. Please keep in mind that I'm reading for so many earth sign individuals, okay? Here we go. At the base of the matter, well, what do you know? There is the Queen of Pentacles. This reading is going to apply whether you are male or female, same sex, heterosex couple, okay? The Five of Cups, the King of Wands, and underneath the deck, the Page of Cups. Now, so our focus is the Knight of Wands in the center. For those of you who don't know anything about the tarot, it is broken into two groups. The first group is known as the Major Arcana. They are numbered from 0 to 21. There are 22 cards, but the 0 card is the 0 card, right? And those speak to our life lessons and our spiritual lessons. But then we have the pip cards, and our pip cards are exactly what we have here. So right off the bat, there are no Major Arcana cards. I think for some of us that probably is good news, because it typically means that it's really not something tough that we're dealing with. The pip cards really represent the mundane and what's happening in everyday life. Now, the pip cards are like the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Two of Cups. Those are our pip cards, along with these court cards. And literally, we have every court card here represented. We have the King, we have a Queen, we have a Knight, and we have a Page. So this tells me several things. Now, we can interpret this in many different ways. These four court cards can be four separate people, okay? They could also be energies, but they can also be the same aspect of one person, all right? I know that's kind of confusing, but we're just going to kind of delve in, and I'm going to see what messages I can get out of the cards here. The Knight of Wands typically represents a fire sign. This is going to be your Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They also have a bit of Gemini. These have a bit of air in them, because in order for them to attain the status of king or queen, they've got to be able to think and formulate plans. And so those are represented by the swords, all air. So this has kind of an airy quality to it as well, because he's got to know how to ride that horse, and he's got to remember where he's going. Okay. So it's about planning. So if this is not a person, and typically the age group of this person would be between, let's say, their, I don't know, late 20s to their early 40s, somewhere along in there, maybe a little bit off. But how I always read the Knights, I typically read the Knights sort of like an event. Doesn't mean that it's not a person, but an event. Now, for some of you, this could be an indication that the arrival of someone. I always, whenever the Knight of Wands shows up, he always speaks to me as a return of someone from your past. Now, we are in our Jupiter in Libra cycle. Jupiter in Libra wants fairness, balance, and equality. Libra rules relationships, partnerships, all kinds, business, romantic, one-on-one. Okay. Jupiter brings you many, many opportunities. So this could be about either someone new coming in, showing up suddenly out of the scene. Okay. For some of you. But the reason why I sense that this is a return of someone from your past is because he's headed into, well, no, that ain't even true either. And I'm just to sit here and tell a lie. Even if this is somebody new, know that with the energy of the Knight of Wands, that this is a person who may not stick around. Okay, they're going to come in, they're going to sweep you off your feet, passionate, fun, outgoing, gregarious. You're going to be so enamored with them, but just as fast as they can arrive is just as fast as they can leave. This may be why we have this energy of the Five of Cups. This is somebody new. Now, if this is the return of somebody new, because we have Venus going on, and Venus, we have a Venus transit, and we do have Valentine's Day coming up, okay? So if some of you have met somebody new and think maybe you're going to be getting a dinner date or flowers or whatever the case may be, I wouldn't put a lot of stock in it. If this is about somebody from your past returning, this tells me that there was some kind of emotional letdown with that individual before. So if they happen to return to you on this Venus transit, just remember they left and they could leave again. Okay. And I do feel that for some of you, you're going to be hearing this card speaks to a message. It typically represents messages. It also represents travel, usually by air. But what we concern ourselves with the most with this Eight of Wands is the speed at which things happen. You see, it's just 8 wands flying across an open space. So typically this is about speed. Now, if you have been waiting for someone to return, this could be that you're going to hear from that person. And I would say you might hear from that person quite soon. At the same time, and there's going to be a lot of messages going back and forth. And if he's this kind of passionate, it could be, them kind of messages. Be careful sexting people, because once it's out there, you can't take it back. So this also can typically represent some type of situation that has been stagnant and you've been waiting for news to come in, and suddenly now things are starting to come in. If the situation has been kind of bad, this typically says that in one way that usually you're going to hear the news, and whatever the news is, it's going to be something that might make the situation better. Of course, this is not going to resonate with everyone because everybody's got different situations going on. I do see here that I have this Queen of Pentacles. Now, she is typically going to be Capricorn, most of all. But because this is the earth sign, we're going to just include Virgo and Taurus in that. She is someone who's grounded, rather realistic, is very helpful, very nurturing. She may work in finances. She may be, even if it's like a teller, okay? So it doesn't have to be somebody who has like a degree kind of job. It could be somebody who, maybe is a stocker or a checker for a grocery store. Okay. The reason why I say this is because she's got this Ace of Pentacles on her lap. So this is somebody who's pretty good at handling money. And if they're not good at handling their own money, they're very trustworthy enough to handle other people's money. So that means, you got a job checking, you maybe can't figure out how to pay your bills every month, but you don't steal from your employer. Okay. So she's typically someone who tends to be rather trustworthy. Now, I can see that this particular queen, and this is going to apply whether or not you are same-sex or heterosexual, whomever is going to play the role of the female, if this speaks to you. And I can see that this particular queen indeed has some kind of emotional adjustment that she's trying to get a hold of, okay? We've got these 3 cups here. And what I was saying before about the Jupiter and Libra cycle, it brings sometimes not only multiple opportunities, but multiple relationships. Now, some of these relationships are going to be good, and some of these relationships ain't going to be so good. So it's really going to be about your discernment. We have 2 cups here. Now, if this is not about, let's say, a romantic relationship, this could simply be that you had your heart set on something. And on that, whatever that was that you had your heart set on, it did not come to fruition or did not go in the manner that you think that it did. But this also is a transitory period. This is going from this emotional grief or emotional readjustment, trying to get to a better place emotionally. That's what that bridge represents there over the back, okay? Now, I can say that indeed some of you may have had a relationship in the past with the fire sign individual. Again, this is going to be a Leo, an Aquarius, a Leo, an Aries, and a Sagittarius. If this person is not of a fire sign, then this is typically going to be someone who may be an entrepreneur. They may own their own business, okay? They may travel a lot. They may be foreign from another country and a different culture from you. They will be someone who, again, has that big kind of personality. They're full of ideas. They're full of fire. They're full of passion. They may not have a whole lot of good follow through, okay? Or they may make a lot of promises, but they can only keep like 1 or 2. But that's because sometimes they're rather overreaching in their ideas. And full circle, it comes back around again to this 8 of Wands. So I could say in one respect that, let me explain something about the King of Wands. And I haven't seen too many tarot card readers mention this. There's a salamander there at the base of this King of Wands. And that salamander is representative of someone who runs hot and cold. Okay. Salamanders are cold-blooded creatures. In order for them to get warm and to stay alive, they have to come out into the sun. So this could be someone who has an intense need. The sun illuminates things, shines a light, puts a spotlight on. So this could be someone who may have an intense need to be recognized or a lot of attention paid to them. But at the same time, it also represents at how quickly their passions can die down. You know, you try to grab a salamander sometimes, his tail, he'll just break his tail off and keep going. So it might be somebody that's hard to pin down, okay? Over here, I see this Page of Cups, and the page represents, now the Knight represents news, okay, and messages, but so does the Page, okay? The Page represents news and messages as well. Now this Page is, he represents the sign of Pisces, and Pisces is the most karmic sign. It's the most forgiving and the most loving, sometimes to its own detriment. But because these are, and I do feel that this offer, and because it's a page, that tells me that it's something new. Okay? Something new. Now, if you have a tendency, no matter what your sun sign is, but if you have a tendency of falling quickly or extending your trust very quickly to somebody, I'm going to suggest that you be cautious about that, particularly if this is even if it's somebody new or if it's somebody returning, okay? You got to think, why did that person leave in the first place? And take a look at that. And if they left you for somebody else, if it really was a situation where it was something that they just had to do, say, for instance, they had to leave because they had to go take care of somebody in their family who got ill or what have you, or they moved away because of their job. Well, that's different. But if this is somebody who's been like a player, because sometimes that's the energy of this Knight of Wands here, I always tell anybody not to mess with people when they're in their Knight energy. Okay, what you want them to be is in their King and Queen energy. That's a bit more tempered energy. This is a wild, impulsive kind of, you know, out of the blue kind of energy, particularly with this Knight of Wands. So what I was trying to say was, if this is somebody new coming in for you, and for some of you, I do feel that this is somebody new, please recognize that this may not last. If you just want to go ahead and knock boots and have a lot of fun, you're grown. Do that. Protect yourself in all ways. Don't extend your trust to people that you don't know very well. If this is the return, again, of somebody from your past, again, you know, depending on the circumstances, don't extend your trust back to them so quick, okay? And the reason why I say this is because this is what we're looking at. This is a past influence for some of you, but this is also going to be an upcoming influence for some of you, okay? See, he's sandwiched in between this broken heart, emotional adjustment, and these wands. And these wands are going in a different direction. Why? Because he's fickle, and he may have another offer, something that he thinks is a little bit better and more, quote unquote, abundant and fruitful for him or her, depending on how it reads. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pull a few Sibilas on this. And the first thing I want to do is I want to see if the Sibilas will tell me more, give me a bit more information about this Knight of Wands. Now, also, these could be 4 separate people. So this could be a couple, a married couple. Normally, when I see a married couple, the cards will represent that couple under both signs. Okay. So normally she may have shown up as a Queen of Wands. Sometimes it doesn't. It automatically individuates to me, the tarot, that one person is of one sign and another person is another sign. And these are 2 separate temperaments. Okay. This is more fiery and passionate and sweeping. This is more staid, slow, solid, dependable. So these are 2 separate, you know, types of temperaments for the people. Now in the center, we have this Knight of Wands. These cards could be mentioning children. Okay, one in their 20s perhaps or 30s. This one would be from an infant. on up to their early 20s. Could be of a water sign, okay? Capricorn, I'm sorry, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, all right? I do sense that this is some type of, there's an emotional component to whatever this situation is telling me. I don't, excuse me, really see any conflicts. What I do see is no matter what is going on, and I'm not sure what's going on, so I'm going to come back and explain to you what these Two of Cups behind this Five of Cups mean, because I call this card the Two of Cups in disguise. So the first thing I want to take a look at is this Knight of Wands and see if the cards will give me a bit of information, a bit more information about what this is, because it could be, you know, an event, someone coming back quite swiftly, someone who leaves quite swiftly. This could also be maybe somebody, you guys had a trip planned. Maybe you were planning on going to visit someone. Okay, maybe this is, you're not married. Maybe this is someone that you're involved with. Perhaps you live at a distance from each other and you wanted, there was a trip plan, and then Donald Trump came along and ruined all your plans with his immigration policy. And then Delta, their computer system went down again. So this could literally just be about a trip that you had planned, a visit, and that visit for whatever reason fell through. Well, now you may get the news that you're going to be able to go ahead and complete that visit. Maybe the offer is re-extended to you. Maybe it was a cancellation of some sort. So these Three of Cups can literally be just a disappointment that you weren't able to go visit that person, or that person come to visit you. Okay? It's not always something bad. A lot of readers read a lot of negativity into the cards. So, all right. So let's see what this Knight of Wands is trying to tell us. Yeah, look. This can play out in any way. And what I'm looking at, the desperate jealousy. This is an excessive attachment to a situation. Then I have the letter. Okay, so obviously, remember I was saying there's some kind of news. Some kind of news. And then I have the disgrazia, okay, which is a misfortunate event. So this could be, what I'm sensing that it is that it was supposed to be perhaps a visit that did not come about, and someone is really, really upset about that. They can't forget it. You know, they want to, you know, they really had their heart set on meeting, coming together. This could even just be something in a business sense as well. It is Jupiter in Libra. And that news came in, and that, hey, it's not going to go through. And this was very misfortunate. Now, if this is about someone new coming in, with these cards, I'm sensing that this is someone from your past returning. Okay. We can see that it is somebody that you haven't been able to forget. Okay. And maybe they sent you a letter that, hey, I'm booking up out of here. I'm gone. Maybe they didn't even say nothing to you. And here's that misfortunate event. Okay. Because sometimes people just disappear off the face of the earth. And then they want to show back up as if nothing ever happened. And if that's the case, remember what I'm telling you. If they come back, don't be a sucker. That's not to say don't be rude and don't engage. If you feel like engaging with that person, just be cautious of extending your trust so openly and readily again. This is whether you are a female or a male. Doesn't matter. Nobody wants to be taken advantage of or treated like crap. Nobody does. Well, isn't this something? Fortuna, the Donna Maritata, and the Ammalato on this Five of Cups. Now, this could be, maybe this night is not about somebody new coming back from the past. And maybe this isn't about a trip. This could be about a third party showing up out of the blue and disrupting and discombobulating a relationship that somebody has. Okay? Fortuna. She represents the Wheel of Fortune. This is the Jupiter card. And a lot of times what happens with the Wheel of Fortune is things happen that are kind of like beyond your control. Okay. I say this all the time about the Roman goddess Fortuna. She is always depicted as being blindfolded and steering the wheel of a ship. And this is sometimes events and people coming in that kind of affect your destiny or affect the trajectory of what it was you were trying to do, and they don't even know that they're doing it. Okay, they're blindly steering what's happening in your life, and they don't even realize that they're doing it. Now, this does surround either some heartache or loss, disappointment of a woman with children or someone in a nurturing capacity. And I think this is a double meaning. This is someone who's very, very, I think, depressed or very sad about this particular situation. So even if this is about a trip that you didn't get a chance to take, okay, this is still going to apply. This is just some event coming out of the blue that, you know, this just would be the characteristics of the person. You know, not necessarily that they have children, but it's someone that maybe you wouldn't mind having kids with, but they are a nurturer or in a caring capacity in some way. Maybe that person got sick and that's why the trip was canceled. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm dying. Every day, aren't we all? Okay. Oh man, I had some new neighbors move in. I don't know if y'all know about this song. Scared me. Oh my God. So, let's take a look at this Page of Cups. Well, you saw the La Donna de Servizio pop out. Now, she is the helper. She is the domestic. She does housework and errands, but the implication of the card, she's an action verb. She's a positive card. So this tells me that there is going to be something that comes in that's going to be positive. That's first, but we haven't laid the rest of the cards. The Limoneo, the marriage, the commitment, the bond, the nuptials, okay? It speaks to the highly spiritual nature of a couple. And the conversation. Well, I think what these cards are telling me is that you may be receiving news. Remember this emotional component. To me, that fish always speaks to a surprise. And this is going to be a new offer, okay? Even if it may be somebody who returns from your past, okay? This could be something serious. But again, like I say, you know, depending on the history that you have with that person returning from your past, you know, go slowly. This says that talks are going to be taken to another level. This is about taking a relationship to the next level and perhaps even going forward with planning how you're going to do that. Okay? Now, just under the deck, I saw the Tower. I think for some of you, this may be a situation that's going to completely take you by surprise. Again, in which case, go slowly. We are coming up on the first eclipses of this year. And so you want to be cautious in making big decisions around the eclipse. Take your time. 3 days before, 3 days after. I would say the eclipse is supposed to fall on between the 11th and the 12th, depending on where you live. So, you know, wait a few days if you possibly can, and give great weight to whatever it is that you may be discussing. Okay? That's a beautiful message, Earth signs, and I hope for some of you that indeed this, you know, and this could be speaking about the way the person, this king, behaved, even this queen, all up in her night energy, acting all crazy. So, this could be about people coming back together in a more mature manner, okay? Now, I'm going to pull an angel answer card. For those of you that this did not apply, now look, even though this is basically the card of nuptials and committed relationships, remember we're in Jupiter in Libra, so this could just be a business partnership. People, not everybody wants to get married and have kids. Some people are literally wedded to their job, or they're wedded to their causes, or their friendships and the groups that they belong to. In either case, I would say that because the nodes, when the nodes changes and eclipses come through, this is typically about karma. So this could even be about people that you used to be friends with, or groups that you used to hang out with coming back around. It could also be about a job opportunity coming back around. Okay, so whatever how this is going to present itself with the eclipses, you want to be careful what you wed yourself to, because typically when they're eclipses, those things are kind of done deals, and they seal the deal. So you want to make sure that, which I think is also probably another reason why the Tower card has come out. I think some of you are going to be very shocked and very surprised in a pleasant way. But then for others of you, this could be like maybe the worst thing that could ever occur to you. But if that's the case, it's designed to kind of wake you up. That's Uranus. He's the great awakener. And, you know, if you've been wedded to a group of people or a situation or a job that hasn't been, you know, living up to snuff for you, you know, then maybe something's going to come through in which you can some kind of positive discussions about some new kind of bond or contract coming up. Okay, that may be more to your liking and in your best interest. Okay, I always try to give as many interpretations as I possibly can get out of those, because everybody has a different situation. Please keep in mind that, you know, if this resonates with you and you kind of want to know a bit more, I'm not saying I can tell you exactly how it's going to go down. You know, that depends on how the cards feel, because we're not always meant to know things. And that's the thing about the eclipse coming up. Eclipses blind you. There's something typically that you don't know about the person or the situation. So that's why you kind of, it's like having a blind, you know how you're trying to change lanes and you look out of your side view mirror and you go over to move, and then suddenly the car comes up. It's been in your blind lane. It's been in on the blind spot of your vehicle. So that's how eclipses are. Okay, something just come out of the blue and blindside you. So be very cautious. Now let's go ahead and pull an angel answer card. So for those of you that this did not resonate with, I feel this is more of a romantic situation though than a business situation. Please formulate the question in your mind. While you do that, and maybe this will, oh, well, that just flew out of the deck. It says reconsider. Okay, reconsider. Now that is a loaded card, and that could mean anything. I don't know if it means somebody else is reconsidering or will be reconsidering. Perhaps you need to reconsider. It still falls in line with what I'm telling you. Think very carefully through your decisions that you're going to be making. Valentine's Day coming up, and a lot of you may be getting, you know, engaged around this time. But, you know, again, you might want to reconsider some things in that. What does that really mean? Okay, when we get engaged, that means we're going to be forging a life. We're going to be blending things together. So you might want to reconsider some of the finer points of that. Okay. All right, that's what I have for you, Earth signs. I hope that those messages helped. I do hope to see you over on the membership. Until next time, namaste.